Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, before we tap into the meat and potatoes, I gotta let you know that the hurt season stuff is still definitely jumping out the gym. The beanies flying off the shelf, people getting ready for the winter. I don't even have a beanie yet. That should change in the next couple of days. I'm waiting for mine myself. And make sure, listen, all your support, man. Thank you guys for supporting the product and getting behind the QB1, man. I cannot emphasize that enough, and continue to send me those pictures. I know a lot of you guys have sent me pictures and I haven't posted them, but please continue to send me those pictures. They will be posted expeditiously. Also, Patient Zero streaming all platforms. I'm getting great feedback on Patient Zero. Thank you guys for that as well. But let's get into it real quick, yo. Yeah, it's the bye week, man. We got a lot of things that we need to address. The bye week is for players and it's for coaches at the same time. Everybody get to go around their family. They get a week off. They get to relax. They get to catch up what's going on at the crib. Players get to get their body intact, and coaches need to have conversations on what needs to happen. See, Howie Roseman is working. Howie Roseman is always going to work. The coaching staff should always be working. You know what I mean? It's really much more so of a break for the players, but I feel like some work still need to be done. There's still some areas that we need to address. And I feel like the coaching staff has to kind of correct these during this week. It's a lot of football left. Our bye is fairly early, if you ask me, but we got guys like Lane Johnson, who's dealing with a concussion. He needs to bye. You know what I'm saying? We got guys that need to get right. Gardner Johnson, I know he's going to say he's a soldier. He's going to soldier it out, but this week came in handy for him as well, getting his body in shape. Speaking of Gardner Johnson, they definitely got over on my man. He should definitely be defensive player of the week. 2 picks should get you that. It's hard to get 2 picks in this league in one game. I just want to point that out. So, if they don't want to see you defensive player of the week, we know you are in Philly. So, yeah, man, let's talk about the obvious things that need to be addressed. The second half scoring. The game plan in the second half. I kind of understand it. I kind of like the game plan to an extent. How do you allow teams to get back into games when you got leads that the Philadelphia Eagles have had? You allow teams to get back into the game by, throwing the ball. You know what I mean? Interceptions and stuff like that can happen, strip sacks. A lot of things can happen when you are, having an aggressive playing style. A lot of things, being aggressive for 4 straight quarters don't really have a lot of benefits towards it. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense sometimes. But, I feel like, it's a respect factor on the line with that. Now, we ain't really chasing no respect. All we care about is how we feel in Philadelphia. The facts are we 6-0. Our quarterback so far is an MVP candidate. He should be in MVP discussions. Our defense is just lights out right now, especially in the turnover differential department. That's all we care about. But sometimes you just gotta put up 40 on somebody. Sometimes you gotta slap somebody around. Sometimes you gotta put somebody in their place. You know what I mean? It's cool. A win is a win, but we gotta understand that that's not going to fly against good teams. Now, who are the good teams? The good teams are in our division. So, we played 2 division opponents right now. The Washington team, they're not good this year. But the Dallas Cowboys, that's a team that you want to kind of, you should have dismantled them, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They deserve it. They like to run scores up on people. You should have just did away with them, but the win hurt them enough. So let's address that in the second half of the season. How do the Philadelphia Eagles continue to output on offense like they do in the second quarters? Now, through 6 weeks, we got the most points scored in the second quarter in franchise history, and I think in NFL history, as a matter of fact, through 6 weeks of football. So, we're really good in the second quarter, and our second quarter seemed to put people to bed. You know what I mean? But, I'm not really mad at it, but it's something we should discuss. The second thing for me would definitely be the defensive line rotation. Now, by all means, the defensive line ain't bad, but I think that, sometimes we kind of cater to some of our guys who've been here for a while, and they just, in my opinion, they just not getting the same push that they used to get. Now, that comes with age. That comes with the territory. You know what I mean? Especially in run downs, though, I expect our guys to be more effective and more efficient. Maybe we should mix it up a little bit. I'm not saying you need to add nothing, but, I want to see us put a more emphasis on stopping the run of teams. You know what I mean? Because once we stop the run for sure, then there's nothing nobody can do with us. Our cornerbacks lights out, like I said. So let's put a real emphasis on the second half, not the second half, but after the bye, on making sure we shut down the run. We got Pittsburgh coming up. And that's a team that if you shut down the run, you force guys like Mitchell Trubisky to have to throw the ball. You force a rookie in Pickett to have to throw the ball, and that's what you want against his secondary. The last one is probably the most important one to me, for real, for real. Special teams, man. The kick return, punt return, we got to address that. We got to find the guy who specializes in that. We got to find the guy who knows how to get yards in those situations. We need to find the guy who can flip the field for us every now and then. Just to shed a little light on how important that is. In the Dallas Cowboys game, Turpin, I think that's his name, these guys was dead in the water. I think it was 20 to zip. They was dead in the water. Turpin with a huge return, get him in field goal range. You know, that was momentum building, being able to flip the field like that. He almost took it back to the house. You know what I mean? That was a momentum building play. That's how critical special teams could be, especially when you win the playoffs. I remember watching the Kansas City Chiefs game not too long ago and seeing Tyreek Hill being a returner. I remember that. You know what I mean? Seeing Tyreek Hill, you know, being a returner. You know, because it's pivotal. You know what I mean? That you can be able to flip the field in critical situations. And that was a good call by Andy Reid. But it's like, at this point, do you risk putting Quez Watkins back there? You know what I mean? I mean, the wide receiver room is a bit crowded. I mean, Quez Watkins do got them burners. Do you see if Quez Watkins could be suited best back there for us? Because whoever's out there was a Covey. He just not getting it done, in my opinion. So those are the three things that I would definitely worry about during the bye. More content coming this week. You already know the vibes, man. Thursday night football. The week is underway. We on the bye. We chilling. We sitting pretty 6-0. No matter what happens this week, nobody gonna have a better record than us, and that's just what it is.